Great. Well, we're all set. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Chuck Hansen and I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's my privilege to be your host here this evening on this November the 11th, 2018 Veterans Day in the United States. And want to say, a big shout out to all the veterans that are out there and just acknowledge what you've done and what our veterans continue to do and what our service members continue to do every day. So keep up the great work. You're the guys and gals that keep us all safe at home while we get to sleep in our nice warm beds. So, hey, this evening, what I thought I would do is go through some information with you. And if you're brand new, if you're a brand new pre-enrollee, this is going to be great information. If you're somebody that's just getting started in the business, this is going to be great information. And if you're a little bit more mature in the business, it's going to be great information. So all around, it's going to be great information. So let me get over here to what I want to show you. And you guys just give me a thumbs up that you can see my slides. Yes? See slides? Okay, great. Well, and that's what I want to talk to everybody about tonight is duplication, right? And what exactly is duplication? Well, there's a lot of different things. When you hear the word duplication, what's the first thing that comes to mind, right? A lot of people say, well, a copy machine, right? Duplicating. Great technology that came along and made our life simpler. Or maybe a franchise system, right? The cookie cutter system in almost every imaginable industry now. So I mean, what do you think about? I can tell you what I think about. I think about network marketing, because if it weren't for duplication, then network marketing wouldn't exist. And the better we get at duplication, the better and bigger your team will be, right? So tonight we're going to focus a little bit on duplication, and that number one, people can't be duplicated, but systems can. And that's why we've got a lot of systems within Valentis that allow you and allow me to make it easy for everybody to duplicate success. Between Rick and I, just Rick and I, we've got over 60 years of experience, right? I mean, 30 years for myself, 30 years for Rick. So take advantage of our stories. By all means, reach out to us and put your prospects on the line. And I'm not going to do a training on three-way calls, but you definitely want to take advantage of what we've done. We all have talents, right? But together as a team, we've got lots of talents. You've got talents I don't have, and I've got talents you don't have, but together, right? And that team on the same message with the same vision is really unstoppable. And that's what these Sunday night meetings are all about, is just try to get us on the same page with the same message. And so we'll continue to do that. And I appreciate everybody being here and participating. So everything that you do, and I want you to think about this, everything that you should do should be duplicatable. You're teaching your new future leaders, every time from that very first contact, you're teaching that new person what they're going to and what you expect them to do. Just kind of, and so why is that important? But let's take this little example here. Let's say you called John and you wore his rear end out for 2 hours on the phone, telling him everything you knew about Valentis, right? Guess what John's going to do? He's going to run and hide, because he knows that he can't do that. He knows that he doesn't have 2 hours to talk to somebody. So it's time to sharpen our sword, right? And that's, again, why we do these Sunday night Zoom calls and Zoom meetings. So first contact, money or the product, you decide, or it could be both. Up until the time that I was introduced to Slim Roast Optimum, it was always the money. I always led with the money. That was my conversation with people, was all about the money. Now, after 30 years, that conversation has changed. Hey, Dave, this is Chuck. A buddy that I know sent me a video about a 4-year-old company called Valentis. Ever hear of them? No. That's a good sign, right? No, me neither. Well, they just introduced a weight loss coffee that is getting amazing results. Dave, you drink coffee, don't you? Yeah, I thought so. Hey, you know what I'd like to, I know you're also interested in losing some weight, right? Yeah, well, here's what we're going to do. My friend also said that there was plenty of money to be made here, and that's what got me excited. Yeah, I'd like to lose some weight, but that's what got me excited. And so I became a distributor. I purchased some inventory so I could send my friends some samples, and I'll send you the video that he sent me. Fill out the form with your name, your email, your phone number, and take a look at everything. I'll drop some coffee off so you can try it and in the morning. So, that's it. I mean, that's the whole conversation. Now, you may have a little personal chit chat before you get to some of that information, but what I want you to focus on is keeping your conversation short and to the point. Don't beat around the bush and talk about all those other things that don't really make any difference, because what he's going to remember or what she's going to remember is how they were introduced. And guess what? They're going to do exactly the same thing, starting to create that duplication. There's a million different ways to create the conversation based around your personal relationship with that particular person. Some people we don't know that well. Some other people we know very, very well, and we can talk very openly, right? So, but it's the key points. That's what I want to get to. The critical parts of the conversation is your excitement about the opportunity and the product. Excitement is contagious. Enthusiasm is contagious. When somebody hears that you're excited, I'm excited, and they've always heard you kind of, well, yeah, I'm going to work, they all have always heard you like that, and all of a sudden you've got a new spark. They go, what's up with him, right? What's up with her? What's going on? They're starting to be curious. So the other part is that you got to get this message across, right? Again, those bullet points: 4-year-old stable company, not a startup. 4-year-old stable company, not a startup. And you've never heard of them. A weight loss coffee with all natural dark roast coffee that tastes amazingly great, right? Getting fantastic results that taste great. So, and they use a referral, person-to-person referral system, friends telling friends. And so they're paying commissions instead of buying advertising. Makes a lot more sense. Who believes advertising these days, right? It's friends telling friends, right? And so what I'm going to do is pre-enroll you, or I'm going to send you the form to fill out so you can take the free tour. You've got to get a person in the system. I personally like to pre-enroll them, right? I like to make sure that they're in the system. That way I know I don't have to guess. If they do it themselves, some people just tend to not do things very rapidly, right? They procrastinate on everything. So you want them in the system because you want to start letting them get some of those emails that are coming out from the company and the calls and so on and so on. So get them pre-registered in the system. Anything more than what's on this is really overkill. They'll tune out, but if you get your excitement level up, you tell them that you found something incredible and you just wanted to share it with them, I'm telling you, they're going to pay attention. And so, I know this is going to be difficult to read, but, and I can send this out to everybody, but this is the email that I send to everybody right before I send out the package to them, right? I've sent them other things, but, I, again, want to get them information about, and I also include information about the Slim Roast Optimum in the package that I'm going to send. But, I want to get this information in there, started to go in their brain, right? And I also want you to tell them your story. That's important. Your stories all part of it, right? Facts tell, stories sell. So tell your story, tell your story, tell your story. If you don't have a story, get a story, right? Get a story, right? So the follow-up. I can't tell you how important the follow-up is. It's really the key to everything. Most people don't do the proper amount of follow-up. They buy the first no that comes their way, right? Oh, he's not interested. Oh, I better leave him alone. Well, after a person says 12 times, 15 times, 20 times that, they're not interested, then I may, take them and put them on a little slower path. But am I ever going to give up on them? Never, never. Let me just tell you, never, ever. It's all about sorting and not selling. The follow-up is an art form, something that I do without thinking about it, either the steps or the motions. I send emails, I make calls, I send text messages, I use Facebook Messenger. I communicate often, right? Frequently, often, probably more than I should. But you know what? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So I want them to pay attention. Informational follow-up. I love this. I mean, all the things that go on in Valentis gives you another reason to contact somebody. Oh, Dave Jordan, the CEO, is going to be on a Zoom. Boom. That message is going out to everybody, right? Text message, email, blah, 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 right? And so all those things continue to happen. I keep my prospects in the loop all the time. So stay in touch with your people. And what I'm looking for, guys, I'm looking for a person that expresses an interest. I know that they're not going to just stop everything that I was waiting for this to come across my desk. I've always wanted to be in a network marketing company. Guess what? I've never heard that, right? But, I just want to find somebody that has a little bit of interest, a little spark of interest. And, I listen to what they say. And I listen a lot more than I talk, right? A lot of people talk a lot more than they listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. You got to listen twice as much, right? So just kind of listen, maybe ask a question, and questions reveal a lot of things. So the ABCs, right? Always be closing. Always be closing. Are you ready to get started? I mean, that's a phrase I use all the time. Are you ready to get started? Dave, you've lost 9 pounds the first week. The product works. We've been on a couple of calls together. I've introduced you to the team I'm working with. Are you ready to get started? Now, here's an important little tidbit, right? This is a tidbit that the pros in the business understand, the people that haven't been around selling, and yes, we are kind of selling, right? We're selling an opportunity. They don't understand what this next part is all about. When you ask a question, wait for an answer. Don't interject your own thoughts. Don't say a word. Silence is deafening, right? You've got to hold back. I know you're going to be chomping at the bit to say something because your prospect hasn't said anything. You've asked a question and they haven't said anything, and you're ready to jump right into there to ease the pressure. Don't ease the pressure. Just sit back and wait, right? Fold your hands over, just sit back and wait for them to answer. Wait for a response, right? No matter what your prospect says, it's always about the money, regardless, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this, it doesn't matter, and I always bring it right out on the table, right? That it's, Dave, you like everything, you see the potential. Is it the $500? Is it the $500? Don't say a word. Is it the $500? And they're going to say, well, yeah, Chuck, maybe we could do it next week. I got this bill, I got that bill, and so on and so forth. So just be patient and, take that person along the track. The phone call the day the sample pack arrives. Now, this is something you've got to time, right? not more than a day after your sample arrives, because what? You want them to understand exactly what they're going to do. Hey, you remember when I called you? You remember when I asked you if you drank coffee? Would you like to lose some weight? Would you be interested in learning how to make some money by referring your friends to a great product? You said yes and yes and yes. Well, so I sent you a free sample of a Slim Roast to try. My objective, right? My objective is to make you one of our Slim Roast Optimum customers, or better yet, part of the Valentis team. I know you've been getting emails from Valentis. Have you looked at your back office? You've got a pre-enrollment back. Have you been back there and looked around? No, I really haven't. You know, have you listened to any of the calls? No, I really haven't done that either. Hey, no problem. You know, no pressure. There's a call tonight at 9 o'clock. Why don't I call you a couple of minutes before the call and we'll listen to it together? How would that work? You know, you want to make sure somebody's on a call? Bring them. You want to make sure somebody's going to a meeting? Bring them, right? You're going to know for sure. If you've got time right now, get in front of your computer and let me show you your back office. Go to valentis.com, click on the login in the upper right-hand corner, and enter your email in the pre-enrollees login, and let's go take a look at everything. Look around, you know, let's talk again later or tomorrow. You know, so I want to get them engaged, right, with all the things that are happening. Your job is to keep your prospect, your friend, in the loop through a series of phone calls, emails, and three-way introductions. And I can't stress how important the three-way introductions are, because, you know, they need to hear my story. They need to hear Rick's story. I mean, I'm a brand new guy to Valentis, and Rick has been here since day one. So they need to hear from both of us. And so use us up, you know, and don't forget our call tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll call you. You know, you want to look at some great Facebook, you know, testimonials on Facebook? Great. Go to Best Weight Loss Coffee Today. Go up to the search bar and search for Best Weight Loss Coffee Today, and you'll come right to the site. You want to see our private group? Go to Valentis Opportunity, search for that, and you'll see our closed group. If you're a member, right, you're a new member, join. There's a lot of things that Rick posts. There are a lot of things that I post that are critical to your success. So get in there and join that Facebook group. So if you're interested in making money, you know, let me introduce you to a couple of the guys that I work with, right? A couple of the guys that I work with. You know, Chuck Hansen's been in the business for 30 years. He's made millions of dollars. And here's his YouTube channel. Go to his YouTube channel, take a look around. Make sure you watch I think that first video that I did on the 27th of May, Sunday the 27th of May, was hilarious because it was my first experience with the coffee that morning, and then did that video that evening. The other video that's up there, there's a lot of them, but go in there and take a look. Then I also want to introduce you to Rick Gerals. You know, he's been with the company since the beginning, and he's made $1.6 million. That's what got my attention. Rick and I were doing, you know, having a communication about a couple of other things, and I asked him, I said, hey, how's that Valentis thing doing for you? He said, well, he said, it's doing okay. He said, I've made, at that time, $1.4 million. And I said, really? $1.4 million? And so I said to myself, you know, you should have been paying attention. And I said to Rick, I said, what's your best check? You know, what's it been? He said, you know, a little over 22,000 for the week. I said, really? That's a good sized check, you know? And that's what sparked my interest, because I knew something was going on, but Rick never pushed me. He just was very, you know, easy going about everything. So he set the hook, right? So, you know, the play, you know, I've talked about the play and I've kind of revised the play here. You know, there's a lot of different things out there. The 6-day experience, the 2-hour experience, the 10-day experience, you know. Hey, how many samples you send is up to you. You decide what you want to do. 2, 5, 6, 10. you know, send them a canister, send them 2 canisters. It really doesn't matter, right? It's just getting out there and doing something. You know, you've got to teach your people how to teach. Now, what I put together is a great envelope of product. I put the product in the mailer so that that's protected. I put a cover letter in there with the instructions on how to drink the coffee, because I want that with them as soon as they open that up. And then I want to put them on an email campaign. Okay, and then of course the phone call that I'm going to make as soon as that goes down. But take your contacts down the process road, right? The conversation between friends, and just keep all of those things going. Remember that this is a contact sport, so you got to play contact ball, right? How many people daily do you talk to about Valentis, about trying Slim Roast Optimum, about your results, about taking a free tour? It's all very, I mean, if you keep an accounting of everybody you talk to every day about these items, and it's 0, 0, 0, 0, guess what you're going to earn? 0. Okay? You got to pick up the pace. So, other part of the process, again, sorting and not selling. I can't emphasize that enough. We're not selling the Slim Roast Optimum coffee. We're just sorting through people, finding people. And again, that attitude with enthusiasm, right? Enthusiasm, kick it up a notch. Take a mirror and put it in front of the phone and look at the mirror while you're making that phone call. If you've got to, you know, put a smile on your face and make that phone call. You know, you've discovered something amazing. You need to share it with everyone, right? Don't prejudge anybody. You don't know what's happened in their life over the last 30 days, the last 2 weeks, the last 3 months, whatever it is. You know, don't prejudge anybody. Understand that you have to take them through this process, that and don't give up on them, right? Don't give up on them. Okay, people are busy and they don't want to be sold. So ask questions, gather intelligence, but, you know, just be patient. You know, if you could change your coffee and lose weight, would you? Conversation starters. You can think of a million different questions you can ask. So it is a process. It's not an event. So keep track of your progress. Like I said, keep track of the people you're talking to and what's going on. But invite, invite, invite. I mean, that's what this business is all about. It's not sell, sell, sell. It's invite, invite, invite. I found a great way to make extra money. You interested? Oh, yeah, I might be. You know, what is it? You know, I hope you're starting to get it at this point, because, you know, what we're going to go through now is a little revised version of the play. You know, right now we've got you can order canisters or sticks. Your choice. You know, your choice. I personally like the sticks, but I order both of them, right? I have canisters. I got about 8 of them sitting in there right now, and I got about 350 sticks. Why do you need that much product? Because I send product out to people all the time. You know, if you're going to do the sticks, keep 50, give away 300. Maybe it's 30 packs of 10. I don't know. Maybe it's 60 packs of 5. You know, it really depends upon you. But, you know, I'm going to go with 30 packs of 10. Give them away, sell them, whatever, you know, flips your switch. You know, if you want to sell packages, sample packs, then do that. You know, whatever you want to do. Again, you're an independent representative. So, but just do something, right? Don't get the product and then hang on to them. I did all of these numbers with a 20% conversion to independent representative that purchase a business builder pack. That's all based on relationships, folks. You know, I know some people that'll get 100% conversion because the people that they're calling trust them, right? They all they have to do is call somebody and say, hey, I think we ought to do this. And they go, okay, tell me what do I have to do? You know, Marshall Silver is like that. A lot of people are like that. You know, I wasn't as fortunate. I've been around this industry too long. I've kissed too many frogs, right? I drugged people through a couple of different mud puddles, and you know, they're now starting to see that Chuck's been there for 5 months. Chuck is doing well. Maybe I should pay attention. But here's the conversion, right? If you have 15 containers, you keep one, give 15 away, 20% is 1 or 2 people. Now, you might get more than 1 or 2 people, again, based on relationship. But if you have 30 packages going out and you get a 20% conversion, you got 6. Maybe you'll get 10, right? Maybe you'll get 4. But, you know, about 4, 5, 6. So that's why I like the 350 sticks. I got more chances to make an impression. So how we make money. I'm not going to go into a training on how we make money, but these are the parts of the compensation plan. Rick has done great overview on the Valentis Opportunity Facebook site. So by all means, get there and go through those trainings, because I'm going to talk about a couple of these points in this as I go through this little presentation. You know, you sent out 30, 6 people said yes, 20% of them. We're going to keep it right on the money, right? 6 of them said yes. You're going to make a fast start bonus of $100 times 6, $600. You got your money back, right? Right there, you're done. You're now playing with, you're now even with the world, right? You're going to get a legacy bonus, right? On the 4th person to infinity, for however many people you ever enroll, you're going to get an extra $100. And so that's another $300. Now, what I did is I calculated the BV, the business volume that goes into the dual team, right? So you've got 100 BV for each one of those packages, times 6, 600 BV. That's 6 cycles times $20 is $120. Okay, now you've got, if this was all done in the same month, right? All done in the same month, you got 2 shares of the global bonus pool. Those shares, $250 or thereabouts. So another $500 thereabouts. And again, gotta be in the same month. So you made, if all of this happened like this in a month, you made over $1,500. So, but here's where it gets interesting, folks. You know, the 6 people that just said yes, send out their 30 packages. And this is the beginning of duplication. This is how you start to build your team, right? So here's they send out 180, right? 6 times 30, 180, 36 of them say yes. That's huge. No fast start bonus. That's all, not to you anyway, that's all paid to the enrollers, right? To your 6 people. But your legacy bonus, listen here, that is huge. 36, you're going to get paid on the first 3 of the first 3 of the first 3 of the first 3 to infinity. So just understand that that's a huge part of your check. $3,600. The BV, again, 36 times 100, 3,600 BV in there, 36 cycles. Again, $20, $720, right? Now, again, 36, the 36 that said yes, send out their 30 packages. You see where this is going? You now have over 1,000 people sampling, trying, making a decision, going through the process, right? The plan is working. I just love it when a plan starts to work. So, you know, here's what happens. 216 of them, 20% say yes. But here's where it starts getting nuts. And this is the last slide of this. You get the idea. 216 times $100, right? There's the BV, the business volume that goes into the dual team, $4,320. Those 216 send out their 30 packages. You've now got almost 6,500 packages. So I know you see where this whole thing is going. You just got to keep up that duplication process. So, guys, what I've discovered about my success, if you aren't on mute, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the mute button so we can keep everything clean and without any background noise. Thank you very much. The harder I worked, the luckier I got, right? The harder I worked, the luckier I got. People used to say, hey man, you're lucky, you're lucky. Well, yeah, I'm lucky because I worked real hard, getting things done and getting things set up. It just didn't accidentally happen. It happened because I worked hard. The more leverage you have, the more money you're going to make. Listen, that's the reason that, other people are making money like this. John's check is just gone over $40,000 for the week, right? $40,000 for the week. And my buddy Rick is now at over 15,000 for the week, right? I see that, 15,000 for the week, and I'm right at 5,000 for the week. So, what's the difference? The difference is the amount of time that each one of these guys, John and Rick, have been here compared to the amount of time and effort that I've been here or you've been here. It's just the amount of time. They've got more leverage. They've got more people in their team than I do, than you do. And, it all has to start somewhere, right? And I wasn't particularly happy about starting at the bottom, but you know what? I wanted to find out if I could do it again. I had to prove something to myself. So here we are. Who do you know in Houston? These are one of the things that we do, guys. We promote for the next big event, right? The events. And again, if you go to Valentis Opportunity on the Facebook page, Rick posts all of these things up there so you can stay in tune with what's going on. But this is going to happen on the 12th. The 12th is tomorrow, right? So who do you know? Got to get on the phone. Got to send them something. Hey, I just found out that there was something happening in Houston. You got to go. And if you tell people like that, they're going to pay attention. What's going on? What's going on? Turning Point Seminar. Marshall Silver made an incredible offer to all of us. And that offer was that if anybody purchases a business builder package by the end of November, they would get 2 tickets to any Turning Point seminar. Ticket value, retail value is $6,000. If you've already attended the Turning Point seminar, he'll give you a credit of a $1,000 discount on any other event that he does. So, guys, if you're not focused on this and getting some people, who do you know in the San Francisco Bay Area? Who do you know, period, right? That would want to take advantage of this. If they go and investigate and if they watch the Turning Point seminar that I've sent out, and I'll send it out again, that Marshall does, it's about an hour. I'll tell you what, I was blown away. It was entertaining. It was informative. It was funny, right? Watch that webinar. You'll have a new appreciation for what level of expertise Mr. Silver brings to the organization and to everybody's organization. So use that up. This is a huge, huge benefit for everybody. The other Turning Point seminar, it's a 3-day event, right? The next one after the one up at the San Francisco Airport Marriott is going to be at the Westgate in Las Vegas, the 3rd through the 6th. And I'm going to be there, right? And you need to be there because why? We're going to plan for what we're going to do in 2019. Not only are we going to get to spend 3 days with Marshall Silver, but we're going to plan, you know, a lot of things that are going to happen in 2019. And 2019 is going to be a pivotal year in Valentis, because that it will be the beginning phase of momentum. You know, I talked about 40, $50 million being that kickoff. That'll happen in 2019. Given that'll happen in 2019. 40, $50 million a year. The next year, 2020, you want to be around, because that's when all hell's going to break loose. You know, we're going to go to 400, $500 million. We'll grow 10x. You know, I've been through this before. I've seen it before. I've experienced it before. I know what the signs look like. I don't need a crystal ball, because I've seen it. And you're gonna watch as things progress. You know, and I just hope that you're not one of my friends that, you know, look back at this 2 years from now and say, geez, I wish I would have listened to him. I wish I would have listened to Rick. I wish I would have listened to those guys about getting engaged and getting involved now instead of waiting. You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait. So huge things. The last word, right? This is not a sprint, guys. It's a marathon. It's a 3 to 5 year business. Yes, we're going to sprint from time to time. We're going to do, you know, like 90-day sprints. We might do a 30-day sprint, but we're going to sprint from time to time. Then we're going to catch our breath. Right now, it's a sprint till Christmas. It's a sprint till Christmas, because when Christmas comes, guess what? That's it. That's it. You might as well just kind of shut it off, because the families are all getting together and so on and so forth. So, you know, until about January the 15th. So, you know, and understand that this is a business. Not everything is going to go right all the time. You know, things are going to go, you know, this way and that way, but that's just how things happen. So we just have to live with it, get over it, and move on, right? You got to treat it like a business, not like a hobby, not like some part-time thing, but treat it like a business. No matter how much time you have to devote to it, just treat it like a business. Have patience, right? It's what we talk about all the time. It will happen if you will have patience. There's no such thing as instant success. You know, it's not going to happen. So as much as you want it to happen, I want it to happen, Rick wanted it to happen, you've got to pay the price. You've got to stay in there and do the things, you know, repetition of things over and over and over and over and over again. And it will happen for you. Trust me, you know, promote the products, promote the opportunity, and build for events. That's as simple as this business is, guys. So, you know, I want to thank you for joining me here this evening. And what I'd like to do right now is I'll come off of all that stuff, and we can go over to Mr. Rick Geralds down in Houston, Texas. And let me tell you a little bit about Rick. Rick is one of those guys that I've known for about 20 years. He's, you know, he's like I am. I mean, he's not politically correct all the time. But that's why I love him. You know, he's not politically correct. He tells it like it is. You know, does he hurt somebody's feelings once in a while? Yeah, probably I do too. You know, but, you know, we mean well, right? We mean well. And the guy would give you the shirt off of his back if you asked for it. I mean, we've been around, you know, this industry and looking at things for a lot of years. And, you know, I was always impressed with Rick's fortitude and his, you know, willingness to just get in there and do whatever had to be done to get it done. So, Rick, come on in, tell everybody your story and what you need to share with everybody.
Well, yes, and of course, Chuck is always politically correct. So, you know, I try to follow his lead. But let me share something with you folks. I've been in the industry 30 years, and you know, I'm not going to stand up and scream and shout. I mean, inside, I'm screaming and shouting. And I don't know what to do to get across to people that know Chuck that this is his grand slam, okay? He found he found the golden goose. And, you know, for people, this is more for not people necessarily on this call, because I'm already working with a lot of the folks on here, and I already think you're special and I treat you special and I'm here for you. This is for people that Chuck knows, because he knows 1,000 people. And not everybody's going to come your way, but I want them to hear this right now. Chuck Hansen's going to make $100,000 a month in this company. And the question is what are, you know, you waiting for? We've got, I mean, I made 1.6 million before Slim Roast Optimum. Since May, I was 2,300 a week. You know, we had Original Coffee. We've already got the company solid and set up. It's debt free. We've got in-house customer service. We've got in-house shipping. The United States is where it's at with this product, Slim Roast Optimum. We've got the most overweight people in the world, I guarantee you. We're over 300 million people. I've got 5 million overweight people. If I just focused on getting out into the community in Houston, Texas, I'd make $100,000 a month. I'm telling you right now, just with Houston, Texas, getting out into the community. And we've got the product that will get out into the community. And now, you know, not even 21 weeks later, I'm making 15+ thousand a week. You know, and Chuck came on board just in May. He's already 20,000 a month. I mean, you're not going to find a company out there that can do that. And Chuck had so many interruptions since he's been on board, and especially with the hurricane. And yet, you know, he's the day before the hurricane and during the hurricane, Chuck is working on the phones as much as his electricity would work, because Chuck believes in this deal. Why? Chuck lost 25 pounds. We have all the tools in place. If you want to make it in a business, this is it. You got Marshall's video out there, that 5-minute and 50-second video that is just astounding to me. It is so perfect, and why he's here, and people with money and people who smell money and people who know money, why they're here for that reason is because the product works. You know, it's working on everybody. So you've got Chuck's videos that are out there. I mean, this Zoom that he did tonight probably is his best one, just because he's showing you the different ways you can choose to make it work here. The point is that if you get the product out there into enough people, you're going to grow a residual business here. You can't fail here if you just get the product into the people. You can't fail. I'm sorry. I mean, I sent out a pack to this gal up in Montana, and, you know, I sent her a 6-pack. You drink one a day, and I have the instructions in there, and I don't even bother following up anymore, guys, because I got a call after the 3rd stick. I've lost 4 pounds. I want in. She wants in. She's a player in the industry. I mean, I don't have to work that hard with this product. This company is easy compared to anything that's out there right now in network marketing, because we have the #1 most highly consumable, unique product that works and gets people results instantly. I mean, usually within the first time they drink it. I just made a brochure, for example, and I'd love everybody on here, if you want to text me at 713-252-9599, I will be glad to send you some of these. And, you know, we talked about sending out samples. That's what I just talked about. That's what sells your deal right there. And it's not about selling coffee or a can. It's about exposing people to the can or the coffee and the samples and talking about business. You've got national calls, recorded ones. Go find a recorded call. I've done 3 or 4 that people use over and over. They don't even put people on the live calls. It's almost better to find a recorded call, just like Chuck is doing all these Zooms. Heck, I've listened to 10 of his Zooms that are awesome, you know? And then he did the one with Marshall. That Zoom is awesome to send to somebody. But the stories is what sells this deal. The product sells this deal all by itself, okay? And you've got the national calls recorded that you can use that have, like me, I focus on testimonials. Chuck focuses on testimonials on the calls. And you've got the samples. You've got 3-way connects. That is the major part of your business. Samples, 3-way connects. Samples, 3-way connects. And now what you need to add to your training regimen, and I'll be real quick here, Chuck, is this brochure, because you could go sit down now with somebody. You can pull out one sample. Let them try one sample while you're sitting there at Starbucks. You get a hot coffee for free. I mean, hot water for free. Sit down, pour the coffee in there, stir it, let them drink it, and go over the brochure. Now, you need to go join my Facebook group, because the number 4 Zoom is how I talk about this brochure and doing a one-on-one appointment with the sample pack, okay? Bring 6 samples in a pack like this, okay? This is the cards. If you're going to go the 350 route, it's best to buy 60 of the cards anyway. You can put 2 or 6, or you can put 6 in here and add another 4, send them out to somebody like Chuck does, have them have 10 sticks, and they can do 2 a day. But this, I just sent this. That's it. It cost me $1.71 to send it, just like this, taped up with 6 samples. And the lady called me back all jacked up, and she's doing a $4.99 pack first thing in the morning. So, you know, with the brochure though, I have English and Spanish. So if you know Spanish people, just make sure that they watch the number 4 Zoom. And if my group is facebook.com/groups/weight loss drinks. Okay. You can go there and ask to join, but it's best if you tell Chuck to go ahead and request you to join, because Chuck can put you in there. He knows all your names probably better than I do, because I've got several groups. But I mean, look at this brochure. I condensed it so it does mention the other products. I don't mention the Brazilian and the Italian coffees, because I want people focused on the front cover, which is the Optimum. You could literally give them the brochure, get their hot water, go to the restroom, wash your hands, whatever. Tell them just to read this part and then the inner part, right? And then here's a mention of all the other products. You can mention them. And right in the middle is what? How to start, how to build the business, the first structure you build, the 1 and the 2, 3, who get 3, how to get the free product right there. How do you get your money right back? That's the first thing you teach people. How do you get your money right back, right? And then right here is the 6 ways we make money. 7th would be retail, but I only go over the first 5 or 6. I talk about how we build 2 sides, and then I talk about how we help others to build 2 sides. I mean, that's where the money's at: the dual team, the match check, the fast start, and a legacy, and how we make $200 per $4.99 pack. That's 40% up front. There's no company paying that right now. Then on the last page on the inside, you got a girl that's really happy. She's winking. She's drinking her coffee. And she's winking because this right here shows how somebody can make $4 grand just off their effort in the first month. Okay, Mitch, who's sitting over here, made $7,000 his first 6 weeks, right? Something like that. Close enough. That's pretty darn good part-time money. And he's full-time job. You know what he's doing? He's incorporated his business into his life, daily life. So he's meeting people for breakfast, meeting them for lunch, meeting them for dinner, meeting them at happy hour, making them laugh, and getting the samples out there. And what does he do? He puts me and Chuck on the phone with him, and we share our story, how we got to 5,000 a week in less than 5 months, and 15,000 a week in less than 5 months. That's crazy. Okay, after that, people are in. Once they get the product, they try it. Wow, this tastes good. Holy cow, after 10 minutes of drinking their coffee while you're sitting with them, going over the plan and the duplication part, boom. They're like, holy cow, what is in this coffee? I feel so good right now. And this is what happened to my prospect. She is so blown away by how she feels on this coffee. And the 4 pounds she lost off 3 sticks in 3 days, that she is on board. And the last thing, on the last page, or second to last page, I actually put the ingredients. I just tell them, look, it's an amino-based coffee. These ingredients have been around for decades. It's just that we have a formulator that put it together the right way, the right combination, and the right amounts. That's all you say. It's got a little bit of green tea. It's not based solely on thermogenics. It doesn't race your heart. It's only 100 milligrams of caffeine, and it works 4 different ways in the body: cravings, appetite suppressant, nitric oxide, which makes you feel good. It's really a mood elevation coffee. And the thermogenics is there, and then the actual fat dissolving, fat burning, fat dissolving. I like the word dissolving because it really does dissolve. It disappears. And the last page, if you look at this, oh, it's backwards for you guys, right? But what it says is start with $4.99, do $129 a month, get three who get three who get three, and duplicate that. And then on the other one, it says get your free product with your first three in the same calendar month. That's your goal with every new person, okay? And then obviously you can put your username. It's got 3 websites on there. I put the main site that you would enroll somebody on there. You just write your username in there. And I got the one that's all about the coffee. Let's just say they just want to buy a can of coffee, all right, as a customer. Then have them go to ValentaSlimRoastOptimum.com with your username. If they want to pre-enroll, like Chuck likes to pre-enroll everybody, whether they're going to be, if they're not going to buy right then, pre-enroll them right then. Give them the sample so they're already in the system. So all they got to do is go back to that pre-enroll spot and do their $4.99 order once they lose their weight. So right there, ValentisMovie.com, just tell them there's a form on there, watch the 4-minute video, sign the form, and get in the system because I've got so many people coming in. You got to get in right now. Positioning and timing are everything. And so, so I have this brochure, and it is exactly in Spanish as well. And I'm doing the Houston meeting tomorrow night. I don't know how many people are going to be there, but we do it in English, and then they translate it in Spanish at the same time. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's still a pretty good meeting. But we are, as a group, we are in the UK, Spain, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Russia. That's just my legs, okay? And John Haremza just got back from UK, Spain, and Kazakhstan, and he absolutely loved this trip. I'll probably end up going on that trip someday. But for those people who are sitting on the sidelines watching Chuck, it's a huge, massive mistake. You're going to miss out. Because in 5 months, you could be making $20,000 a month when he's making $40,000 a month. And you're going to miss the train because this is, in my opinion, in 30 years of networking, best opportunity that's come along for me. And I've been over $40,000 a month in many different companies. So thanks, Chuck, for having me on there. I'm just so blessed to have you on the team, Chuck, and your leadership and your ability to communicate and to, just bring in some really quality people. I mean, everybody on here is just really great people. So thank you for being a part of our group.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. So, hey guys, I just text you Rick's phone number. A lot of people were asking how they get that brochure. So just text Rick and send him your address. He'll send you out a package of those brochures. So,
and they work. They work good, Chuck. They really do.
I'm sure.
You want it simple, right? One-on-one appointments, 3-way connects. That's how you build this business. You get good at one-on-one appointments.
It's all very simple, and
yes,
but it's got to be done. You just can't sit there and hope for it to work. You've got to go out and actually work. So that's what scares some people away. But I'm certainly not you guys. So the one event that I didn't mention, because I don't know if anybody knows anybody in Winnipeg, but there's a regional event in Winnipeg. When is it? On the 15th and 16th, buddy? Something like that? Yeah, 15th, 16th.
Yes, 15th, 16th.
I know that Marianne and Dell are actually flying from Southern California to Winnipeg to go to that event. And then they're going to be there live. We're going to do our early morning call Friday to Africa. We've started to Zoom for a team in Africa. And so we get started with that early in the morning because it's late in the afternoon there. And they'll be up there in Winnipeg. And I'll try to get Dave Jordan on that call. Rick will be on that call. So, and I know Mitch will be on that call. So, hey guys, we've run a little bit over.
One thing, Chuck, they got to go watch the Zoom number 4 in the Facebook group. So you got to get them in the group. They got to watch that 43-minute presentation. I'm not sending brochures out to somebody unless they're trained.
Okay. Well, you heard it. So, hey guys, we ran a little bit over, but it was all well worth it. If you know what, let's come off of mute. If anybody's got any questions that need to be addressed, by all means, let's go ahead and get them addressed tonight. And so you don't have to be thinking about it over the tonight and tomorrow. So if you've got any questions, come on off of mute. You can unmute yourself down in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, there's no question there, Chuck. I just wanted to let Rick know Mike Kane's going to be there at that meeting tomorrow night. So I sent you a text or an email. That's my sister's guy.
Yeah, I got your 9 emails.
No doubt.
I'll
Constant
be
contact. What can I tell you?
If it shows, I'll take care of him like the baby he is, right?
I know you will, brother.
It must be nice to live in the fattest city in the country, right? Houston, Texas. It's number one.
Like I said, I'm telling you, I'm living on 100,000 a month right here.
Right.
I don't got to go to Canada or
within
UK.
5 miles. Within 5 miles of your house.
This United States will be the best producing volume for this product. You watch.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Those people who focus on these overweight people, they'll never get off this product once they get on it.
Hey, Chuck Bell, why don't you come off of mute you're off of mute. You've been to Turning Point. I saw your text to me. I mean, your chat to me about Turning Point. Tell people a little bit about Turning Point.
Well, it was actually a life-changing event for me. I've been to 3 Turning Points now, and I've been to many of Marshall's seminars. I was just with him last week for $1 Million Speaker Training. Turning Point, it's his entry level program, and it really talks about all the different areas of personal development that people might want to explore, anywhere from health to relationships to business. Most of the other, Turning Point is one thing, most of the other seminars he have are business minded. However, Turning Point is really well-rounded, and it's a great starting point for anyone who wants to work on anything, really. Marshall's a hypnotist. His background is a stage hypnotist on the Vegas Strip for decades. And to be a hypnotist, you have to have the power of influence. And he's really made a study of that for his career. And he's just helped millions of people. Over 1 million people have gone through Turning Point. And now he's an amazing man. I'm fortunate that I can call him a friend of mine. He's my mentor. I love the guy. So if you got the opportunity, which we all do right now, go to Turning Point and expose yourself to Marshall. It'll make a big difference for you. It did for me.
And I'll tell you, if you'll watch that Turning Point webinar, he hypnotizes 4 or 5 people right there in the front row, and he does it instantly. And I mean, I've never seen anything like it, and it's all very legitimate. But yeah, go watch that, and then if you can join us, the Northern California at the San Francisco Airport and Marriott, or just go to silver.com/TP, and you can look at all the dates and everything. But if you can make,
Chuck,
yes, sir.
just one other thing. A couple of weeks ago, Marshall shared a stage with Tony Robbins, with Sylvester Stallone, with Pitbull, and he does a lot of things the same. He shares some commonality with Tony Robbins. Where he differs, being a hypnotist, he knows language patterns to get into your subconscious mind with his messages. So he might be making a point, the same point that maybe a Tony Robbins would make. However, the use of language that he uses, he gets into your subconscious, and it just makes things easier. I've done personal development for years, and along with Turning Point, he's also going to give you a lot of his older materials. Passion, Profit, and Power. You get a bunch of study materials as well, and they're invaluable. So enjoy it.
Right. Great. Chuck, I appreciate that very much. So, Yeah, Chuck was up at Marshall's house the other day and put me on the phone with a couple that were that were down there from Canada in a motorhome, trying to figure out how to order product because they're mobile, right? And so I guess you guys got that figured out. It's going to be sent to Marshall's house. They're going to go to Arizona and come back and pick it up. So that was very cool. So
Yeah.
hey guys. Thanks for joining us here this Sunday night, and have a great, it's a holiday tomorrow. The banks are closed, the schools are closed. However, I'll be working. I know Rick will be working. And so we got 4 days until the end of the week, you know, and here we go. It just, you know, as fast as we can pedal up until Christmas. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to end the meeting. I'll get the recording off to all of you guys. Rick has got his finger up, so that must mean he wants to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's sort of my
Victoria.
there, the #1 sign. I would say this, you know, people don't really understand. I got 3 kids and a wife, and I work 2 hours in the morning, you know, 2 hours at midday and 4 hours at this time, and I'm always working. You know, I have incorporated my business into my life. I don't let my life, you know, push my business away. It's all about business all the time, and it doesn't matter where I am. So, you know, you guys have to be like that. You really do. You got to start thinking about how exciting this really is, and really, you know. So, I mean, you know, people think I work full time at this. Well, I guess I do. You know, I probably put in a good solid 8 hours at some point. It's not always 8 in a row. It's 2, 1, 4, 6, you know, but it's all the time. I'm working everywhere. I go to a restaurant, I have a sample pack with me. I go to the bank, I have a sample pack with me. You know, everywhere you go, people want to know. So, I mean, you got to be like that. And get into your communities, guys.
Keep your job. You're not, your singing voice is not, anyway. Hey guys.
What are you talking about?
I'll get this recording out to everybody. And,
Bye-bye.
I tried out for the Grinch.
We'll call it a night.
Hey, Rick.